Welcome to another tutorial video about React. In the previous video we have checked about how to create pages in Next.js installation. We are using the Next.js for studying React. Okay. Now our current program looks like this. We have created some pages like a about us page. You can see this a person's listing page. Okay, today we are going to check about the React components and the basics of React. If you are first time watching my channel, please subscribe and like the video. Then we are going to check about the quick start of the React. Okay, here you can see that how to create and nest components. So I am going through this and creating the components on. Okay, first, React apps are made out of components. A component is a piece of UI that has its own logic and appearance. A component can be a small button or an entire page. So you can see a sample component. A component is like this. You can add any HTML or buttons, text box, anything in it. These are reusable things and you can use it anywhere. Okay, I am first going to create a component. Now we have the Next.js installation. So we are creating the components under the src folder. We can create the common components under the src folder, and if you like to create components in specific rules, you can create there too. If a component is only specific for the persons, you can create a components folder under the persons folder and create there. Okay, usually the common components are or reusable components are commonly created under the src folder. Okay, so I am creating a new folder under the src. New folder, components. Okay, so in the src folder currently app and components folder, I am now creating a button component. New file, my button.tsx. Okay, I am creating a component constant my button equal to return. We have to return elements here. I am just returning a button. Okay, click me, a sample button. Now we have to export this component. Export default my button. Okay, this is a basic component, this is a sample component. Okay, now we have to import this my button in page.tsx. You can just add here like my button. You can see that you can, when we typing, it is already displaying the path. Okay, we can just click on it and you can see that it is imported. Import my button from @/components my button. We have to close this. Okay, now we have created a simple component and it is displayed in the home page. Okay, now we can check the it is coming. Okay, you can see that this is displayed here. Okay, now we may add some style to this my button, like you can add a style in this folder also. My button dot module dot css. We are using the module css. Okay, now you can create class button style. Background, we can just change the background color to anything, maybe this for the study purpose, and so I am just showing some samples. Okay, now we have to import that style here. Okay, import styles from single quotes dot slash my button module dot css. Okay, then button class name equal to styles dot button style. Okay, button style. Now it has a style and we can check it. Okay, you can see it is displaying that style. Okay, now we may just add a padding or maybe a margin 10px. Okay, you can see that it has added a margin. So this is a basic component. It is inserted in the page.tsx. Okay, now we can check the tutorial again. Then they tell in like, now you have declared you can next it into another component. We have added it in the component. Okay, now writing markup with JSX. Markup is like the markup syntax you have seen above is called JSX. This is called JSX. It is optional, but most React projects use JSS for its convenience. Okay, JSS is stricter than HTML. You have to close tags like br/. Your component also can return multiple JSS tags. So here you can see that 2 tags. We need a common root for it. So if we add something like here, if we add another button or a text field, maybe a button, we can add this. Control V. You can see it is making an error. Okay, it is making an error. So it need a common ancestor. Now the error gone. So there is a common ancestor. This may be a div or an empty title. Okay, now you can see that there is 2 buttons displayed. Okay, now I am removing one just for study purpose. I have shown it. Okay, now what next? Adding styles. We have already added styles. It is okay. Then displaying data in the button. Okay, now we may constant username equal to mat. Okay, for displaying it, we may display it here. Click me. We have to use this parenthesis username. Okay, we need this parenthesis. How in this way we are displaying content. Okay, you can check it. Okay, you can see click me mat. Then what is next? here it is displaying added an image also, it is not a problem. Then conditional rendering. Okay, you can render based on a condition which component need to render, or you can render the components based on a condition, like you can assign a component to a variable, then you can display it here. Okay, otherwise you can use the conditional operator. Okay, otherwise this way. If you need to just display one, you can display in this way. In these three ways we can display. I will check it. We can check it here. First, you may let my button is equal to my button. Okay, you can remove this and just display my button. Okay, it will display this my button. Let us check if it is displaying. Okay, it is displaying fine, no issues. Then we can change. I am undoing this. We may display this based on a condition, like we can add a condition statement here, constant logged in. True. We can add a condition here like logged in and display my button. So if the logged in is true, it will display this button. I am currently taking value to false, then this button need to disappear. Let us check. You can see that currently that button is not there. Then I am changing it to true. Then you can saving it. You can see that that button is there. Okay, now we can use a conditional operator, like if logged in equal to, if logged in, then we can display this button. Maybe this button. Then if not logged in, we can display another string, not logged in. Maybe okay, logged in true, this button displaying, then logged in is changing to false. Then you can see not logged in. Okay, you may display another component here too. Currently we have only one component. We may display like my button 2. That component is not there, so okay. If logged in, my button, otherwise my button. Okay, I'm just printing a string now. Okay, why it is made an error? Let us check what happens if I put this. No, there is no issues. If it is logged in, it is displaying this, and if it is not logged in, displaying this. Okay, same button display. Okay, it is not a problem. Always returning my button. So we learned how to conditionally rendering components. Okay, now we can render as many components as if you add we need to use a common ancestor. As I said, if logged in, we are displaying 3 buttons, and if not logged in, we are displaying 1 button. We have to add a common ancestor, common parent. drawings. Okay, now they are all gone. So if logged in, it will display 3 buttons, and if not logged in, it will display 1 button. We can check. Currently it is not logged in, so it is displaying 1, then true, then it is displaying 3 buttons. So I think you learned about how to conditionally render. Okay, now next thing, rendering list. Okay, now we are going to render a list, constant products. We may create a new component for it. Components, new file, products dot tsx, constant products, let's equal to return ul ELI. We are just pasting the products. Okay, now we have to iterate through these products and display it in the LI. Now we can use something like products dot map of product return. We can add this li here. Here we can display like product dot title. Okay, this is a simple listing of the products. We have to add a key here to remove the error. Key equal to product dot id. So it will avoid a JavaScript error, like each li need a key. Okay, then we can import the we have to export these products. Export default products. Now we can import it in here. Where we need to import it, we may display it here. Products, PRO. You can see that it is automatically come. Okay, now it is imported. You can see it here. Yeah, you can see that cabbage, garlic and apple, 3 of them are coming. So now what next? You can also iterate it in a variable, and then you can use that variable in the UL. It is also making no issues. Then next, responding to events. Okay, now we haven't added any event to the buttons, so I am going to add a on click event for the button. Next, my button, class name click, on click, on click, handle click. This is a function. Okay, we are adding the functions here. Constant handle click equal to, we just adding an alert click me. Okay, on click function handle click. Event handlers cannot be passed to client component props. If you need interactivity, consider converting part of this to a client component. Okay, we have to, I think we have to use client. What is this error? On click equal to handle click. Let me check this, what it is. Okay, the problem is the backtick. We just need to use the single quotes here. Use client. Okay, now we can check. Okay, now the buttons are displayed. Then click me. Okay, if we click each button, it will display the same message. The three buttons and three buttons are the handle click event. So we have learned how to pass it, click, handle the click event. Okay, if you need to pass some data to it, you can pass it like this: handle click of some. Okay, here you can get the data. Okay, what is nickname, but it's what is never read. Value. I'm not sure if it is going to work. There is an error displaying. It is a TypeScript error. Maybe. Oh, it is an alert. Alert is only displaying one value. Okay. Now if you click it, it is displaying the sum. Okay. Now you learned how to pass the values. You how to remember this syntax. Then you will get the value. We are passing the string, so we can choose string here. If you have TypeScript knowledge, you can use string. If you correctly know which type of value in this variable, you can use that. If you are not sure, you can choose any. Okay, so now we have learned handling the click event. Then next, updating the screen. Okay, we are going to use the useState. This is a hook. You will want your component to remember some information and display it. For example, maybe you want to count the number of times a button is clicked. To do this, add a state to your component. Okay, so we are going to display the number of times this button is clicked. Okay, now we are going to add a state variable in the my button. Constant count, set count equal to use state. Use state is important from the React. Use state of first we are setting is as 0. For when each time we click on the button, it is setting the count. In useState there is a variable and there is a set count. This is the method for updating the count. So I am going to remove this tag and just incrementing the count. Set count of current count plus 1. Okay, now we are just displaying the count also below the button. Just displaying count is displaying the variable count. Okay, So each time when you click on the button, it will call the handle click and incrementing the count, and it is displaying here. So this is the concept of the state, use state. This is very much using in React, use state hook. Okay, we can check it here how it is working. Click, you can see that it is incrementing. If you click this button, it will increment this. Okay, now you see that how the use state button is using, use state variable is using. Then React will call your component function, and this time count will be 1, then it will be 2, and so on. If you render the same component multiple items, each will get its own state. So click each button separately. Okay, you can see that here it is displayed in the button. Okay, each button has separate state. So if we move the state over the parent component, then it will use the same state. Okay, sharing data between components, that's it. We are we are going to share this data to common components. We are moving this count and set count to the parent component. Okay, this is the parent component. In it is inserting. Then we are here use state is not imported, use state, currently the error gone. Then we are passing the count and set count to the count and handle click to the buttons. How we are passing data, in this way we are passing the data, count, then handle click, and click equal to handle click. We are passing this with each button. We only want 2 buttons. Okay, now we have to accept this in the here also. We have to accept these values in the function, in the button. Props, from prop we get the functions, constant, count, comma, handle click. These two are coming in the props. There is an error. Prop simplicity has of any type. You can just use any for removing the TypeScript error. Then arrow, yes. If you need to correctly display the remove the TypeScript error, you can change it like, if we know what things are coming in the props, so we can set count, it is a number, so number, then it is coming a handle click, it is a function, just void. Okay, in this way you can TypeScript, we can tell the type, what is the type of this props. Okay, now you can here it is passing a value, that's why it is void, and that's why it is making this error. We just need a handle click. One click, handle void is not assignable to type identified. Okay, we may any, just for now I have changed it to any. Now you can see that if there is many buttons, and when you clicking on it, you are importing that needs useState. The React hook only works in a client command. To fix, mark the file to its parent with use client directive. Okay, we have to add a use client here too. I think it is use client. Let us check. Yes, it is okay. Now it is resolved the issue. You can see that when you clicking on it is updating the two counts. So it is using a common state variable in the base component, so it is displaying the count based on it. Okay, I think you have got it. Now next thing is counters not update separately. My upset count, button count, my button counters not update together. You can see that. Then next steps. Okay, so the basic quick start guide is completed, and I think you understand everything. And there is next things like use effect, that is a common thing. We have to learn more about it in the next chapter tutorial. Okay, if you like my video, please subscribe and like it. Thank you.